Okay, well, students and staff will see more security this morning at several schools in Mount Juliet.
Yeah, our Juliet joining us live with what families need to know about a threat that was reported last night. Good morning, Juliet.
Good morning. Yeah, right now, Mount Juliet police, they are stepping up security around different schools here in Mount Juliet after a violent threat was made against this school behind me here. This is West Wilson Middle School. And there's also going to be more security across, like I said, other schools in the city. Mount Juliet police say the threat came in Tuesday evening through an automated message system, and they notified the Wilson County Sheriff's Office, which does have primary jurisdiction over that campus. The Tennessee Department of Homeland Security was also notified of the threat, and officers are increasing their presence this morning, not just at West Wilson Middle, but across schools throughout the city. This is for prevention and rapid response. Right now, the intent behind that threat that was made is still unknown, and an investigation is ongoing, trying to figure that out at this moment. If you have any information, you're asked to call the Mount Juliet Police Department. Reporting live in Mount Juliet, I'm Juliet, WSMV4.